the cross, I surrender my life. I'm in awe of you. I'm in awe of you.
Alrighty, let's see what we got here. It's not Christmas, not my birthday, but any day you get a box that looks like this, you can bet that it's going to feel about the same. It's actually May, so your thoughts should definitely be on your next hunting trip. Well, let's see what we got here. Now let's get this thing unzipped and see what exactly is in here. Let's see here. Well, I don't think you have any trouble seeing why I like the workmanship of my friend Southcock's in his Boyer ship. Let's see if we can put this thing together, get it set up, and kind of show you what we go through a little bit. After all, I did order a set of limbs, so let's see what we can get out of here. There's a good start. There's one limb. There's the other limb. My goodness, look how beautiful that is. Got some antler tips on the end here. Of course, the opposite side, what you have is called just like a footed shaft. This is called a footed limb. Look at that workmanship, the way he's blended those together. Incredible. Stalker stick bow. It's this Wolverine model, and it does have some upgrades on there, and South can help you out with that. This particular bow happens to be 62 inches in length. It's set at 55 pounds of draw, right at 27 inches for my stubby little arms. It's a Wolverine FXT Stalker recurve. So as you can probably see, we've got a couple of guides here to make sure that the limbs all lined up in exactly the right place. Got the holes on the opposite, on the limb side. So what we're going to do is fit those together and just slide them right on. Got a nice tight fit, but yet it's as smooth as silk.
Where your love ran red and my sin washed white, I owe all to you. I owe all to you, Jesus.
Well, you can see this is coming together. It's starting to look like a bow now. Now what we're going to do is put our limb bolts in. I actually like the brass colored ones rather than the black, which comes stock, so I had some of these already set up here. I've got a little piece of inner tubing, and I like to put that against the limb, and then I've got a little piece of masking tape that I put on there, basically just so it doesn't mark the limb. And we're just going to put that right in that hole, slide it in, and tighten her down. And get to where it's just a little bit snug, and then about a quarter turn more. I actually forgot to show you on the first one, a trick we learned years ago was get a little bit of your bowstring wax and put that in about 3 places on your threads. We also do this with our any screw-in inserts we use on our arrows. Anyway, that keeps it from galding, so the metals are always going to stay together well, but at the same time it helps to keep it from loosening up somehow or another. So again, we're going to go till it's snug, and then about a quarter turn more and we're good to go. Alrighty, starting to look a little bit more like a bow all the time. Also inside your box you're going to find a string. I really like what Ryan and South have got going on here. The way they put these, what we used to call cat whiskers on. Of course, what I've always read is the vibration is exactly 6 inches from where it stops, and then you win another one at 6 inches. These, even though they're extremely short and they're tied in 2 different places there, it's going to give you excellent sound dampening qualities that way by having 2 6 inches apart. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and pull that bowstring on, get it set up on here. Then I grab our Selway bowstringer. These things are fantastic. What I usually do with this too is when I'm got everything tightened down, I usually put my wrench right in there, and then I'll fold this over, and that way in my backpack I've got everything I need to work on that bow. Take it down, put it back together. Okay, we're going to make sure here we've got our string exactly in the center, in the groove, and keep a little bit of pressure on it all the way up. Hold it tight against the top. Place our legs a little more than the width of our shoulder blades. And then we're going to pull up on the bowstringer. We're going to listen and see if we hear that snap into the groove. Then we're going to check to make sure it's exactly in the center on both ends. Again, keeping this well away from our face. Once we've seen that that is okay, again keeping it well away from our face, we're going to draw it just a little bit. Make sure it's seated in there well. Same thing on the bottom limb. I've gone down just a tad bit because the weight of the arrow shaft sitting on there is going to make some difference. And then if we came right along the bottom edge, we'd be exactly 90 degrees. So with this type of a traditional approach, this knock point seems to work out perfectly well for us. Most people would say too high, but we found it to be excellent for us. Well, as you can see, I'm going to start with a bare shaft here. No fletching at all on there. It's got the insert already placed in it. So inside the arrow, here's what's going on. We're looking for a lot of weight forward. So we've got, besides the regular insert, we have got a 10 grain weight right here, the brass colored one, and right behind it we've got a 5 grain weight. And my arrow right now, the way this is set up and with fletching on it, and my broadhead, when I got finished, I would have 714 grains. This is what I'm shooting out of my longbow. We're going to see how it works. From roughly 10 yards away, that's about what you want to be. And what we're trying to do now is see what kind of arrow flight we've got. So I shoot with 1 finger over, which means above the arrow, 2 fingers under, and I shoot purely instinctive. So I'm not too sure how this is going to work out, since this is the first time I've shot this bow. So let's see what it looks like. We're basically watching to see if the arrow flies well without any fletch at all. Tad knock high still, but I'm pretty happy with that. Once we get a broadhead on there and some fletching, we'll see how it flies in.